Hey, what's up? This is Loops. I'm going to be doing a little bit of a Tekken replay review. This is a series that I'm going to start doing where I just watch through the replays of a bunch of my viewers and just see what we can learn and what we can gain from them. If you want me to watch some of your matches, I would need you to upload those matches to YouTube, and you can comment the link to those YouTube videos down in the comment section below. I'm really looking for about 2 matches. I think that is about enough for me to be able to gain something here. And now this user is the only person who has submitted replays so far, so we're going to go ahead and review it. However, it does look like they've only sent me 2 games, not matches. I do request in the future, if other people send me things, please send me entire sets, or at least as much as was played in the set. I know sometimes people like to run off with the matches. So another bit of transparency, I have not played June, and I have not seen a lot of high-end Raven, so this is not going to be super into the nitty-gritty, but I watched these replays in advance. I saw some stuff that I think is going to be really instructive for everybody here, so I think that there's a lot of value in talking about it. So let's just get right into it. Again, we're going to be talking about some like more fundamental things. I actually need to go ahead and add the audio. Let's see, that should be it. Testing. Okay, all right. So let's just go ahead and get right into it. Again, I don't know a ton about these characters, but we should still be able to gain some stuff. Nothing to really write home about yet. I think this is the first moment that I sort of look to talk about. In this moment, this sort of just looks to me like unfamiliarity with some of Raven's strings, because I notice you get tagged by this, you have enough sense to respect this, you get tagged by this low. There's another thing coming, he sort of like feints this mid, so you were ducking here, and then you go and you do a standing attack, but then, you know, the low is the delayed part, not the mid. So really, this should have been reversed, where you're stand blocking, and then you switch to a crouch block, if you see this, like, this kicking animation here. Right. So that just looks to me like unfamiliarity with some of Raven's stuff. And then here we get caught trying to sidestep out of the way. I think the sidestep is good in theory, but you kind of have a Raven who's in your face flailing, so you want to sidestep and block. Sidestep and block. All right. Now here, again, we have enough sense to respect him. We've just gotten hit by a heat engager, so we're like minus a billion. So we do block. However, as soon as you block this first move, you try to push a button and you get counter hit. Okay. So, to some degree, you can't know whether something's plus, something's minus, whatever. But, this move right here, you notice that it forces your character down into a crouching state. Now, 90% of the time, if your character has been forced into a crouching state, you are not plus. Okay. So it is totally normal that this character is going to counter hit you for trying to push a button here. Okay. Now, immediately after this, what do? You roll to the side, you do while standing 4. All right. It worked here, but this is a bad habit. We're going to talk about why that is. Or I guess it's going to be illustrated, rather, in just a couple of minutes here. And then here, I feel like we're just forgetting that Raven is in heat. This, this heat move is incredibly powerful, super linear. You have less health than the opponent, you have less time in your heat state than your opponent, and there is 30 seconds left in the round, so it is... The onus is on you to approach the Raven here. You've got that part down. But so long as this bar is here, so long as Raven is in heat, all he's looking for is to be able to get this move off, and by just sprinting at him here, you just play straight into it. So I think you end up adapting to this later on, so, I'm not going to rag on it too much, but just awareness of the situation there. We go for kind of a greedy opening here. It works here, so I'm not going to give you too much shit about it. Nice little wall combo. I like the idea of the tracking move, and I like the idea of the cartwheel there. That's all fine. We get tagged here. Nothing to write home about. Again, just probably not familiar with that string. I think that's fine. I think, again, you wake up here. You do this arbor move. You immediately go into heat. Just calling attention to it. I think this particular instance, it's fine, but we're drawing a bit of a pattern. Work with me here. Walk with me. All right. He gets hit by this. Boom. Immediate hate engage. Predictable. Happens all the time. Now, this is a problem. Okay. What happens? You sidestep, you get tagged. Okay, boom. Sidestep, try to go for a big launch. Oh no, I whiffed my big launch. What do? Immediately dump the heat. Immediately. You're like, I've whiffed my big launch. He's going to try to punish me. I need to use my big ass move right now. Boom. But look at the Raven. Look at the Raven this entire interaction. You do heat. He does heat. Just stare at the Raven. What about this Raven is giving you the indication that he's going to attack you? What? Like, look at him. Okay. Heat. Boom. Heat. Stare at the Raven. Backdash, 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 backdash. Why on earth are you dumping all of your resources? You're not catching his backdash. He's blocking. Okay? That's the first thing. So again, you're like, oh no, I've put myself in a bad situation. How do I get out of it? I push the strongest thing that I possibly can. That's sort of the mindset that I'm calling out here. All right? So here, if this sidestep was intentional, you're a god. Boom. If that sidestep was deliberate, good shit. That was beautiful. Get a big punish here. Take him to the wall. Bing, bang, bong. And then I think you just close out this round with like the little 2 kicks, right? Make it happen. It's one of June's best round closers, so I think that makes sense. Again, same situation. He does this little kick. Forces you into a crouch state. What do? Push a button and get counter hit. Don't do that. If he puts you in a crouch state, just hold back for a second. First spring kick, I think. I think this is the first spring kick. Write that down. Spring kick. Okay. You get whiff punished, go to the wall. Okay, you're at the wall. What do? You roll to the side, you get hit. Why do you get hit? I'm going to take a guess. Just judging from the 2 sets that I've seen at this point. I'm going to guess you rolled to the side and tried to do wall standing 4, and then you got counter hit, and now you're going to die for it. Okay? And I'll show you why I think that that's the case. We'll watch these next 2 matches, and then we'll talk about it. Okay. So, again, what happens? You get knocked down, you get back on your feet. What's your first thought? I need to push an armored move. I need to do something. I need to get him away from me. Okay? Again, we'll talk about it in a second. Spring kick. He's running at me. Spring kick. Spring kick. He's running at me. Spring kick. Okay? He does a combo. He takes you to the wall. What happens? Roll to the side, wall standing 4. Okay? So what am I getting at? What I'm getting at is that sometimes people can fall into this mental trap of thinking like, oh, my opponent is attacking me. I'm losing control of this match. I need to attack my opponent so that I can regain control of the match. And what they don't understand is that control of a match has nothing to do with offense or defense, period, at all. Controlling a match is about being able to convince your opponent to behave in predictable ways. That is what control of a match is. Has nothing to do with offense or defense, okay? So when you are in when you're put in these situations, you're like, okay, my opponent has knocked me down. I'm scared. I need to regain control of this match. I need to do an attack. Boom. Here's the fastest attack I can think of. But what you're doing when you get into this situation is you're like, okay, like control aside. Set the control completely aside. Let's just look at this situation. You're at the wall. You're down a round. The Raven only needs 1 more round to win. You have like 35% life. You don't have rage. You have heat, but you're not doing engage. You're doing a wall standing 4. So what you're saying here is, I'm gonna do wall standing 4, and I am so confident that it is going to hit that I am willing to bet this entire game on it. And if this does not hit, then I'll just lose the match. What do you gain from that? If the wall standing 4 hits, then Raven gets knocked to the ground and then I get to take a turn. Is it worth taking a turn for losing the entire game? No, I don't think so. Especially not when it's like a habit that you're just like your hands are doing without you like processing. You're just like, I'm scared. I need to be doing something right now. I fucked up. The only way to recover is by going on offense. That is not how you recover. The way that you need to recover is like when you get put in these situations here, right? It's like, okay, Okay, this Raven's an idiot. He's doing stuff in my face, right? I got clipped by this. Heat engage. I'm going to the wall. It's time to respect him. I've blocked one thing. You don't have to push a button yet. You can still hold back. You can keep blocking. It's fine. If you just hold back, then you block this armored move, and then suddenly you're able to punish. By waiting until there is a real opening to actually do like a counterattack and get a punish and get off of this wall, it's just like the much more responsible thing to do than like just getting up and being like, I'm scared, I need to be doing something. Let's turn the tide of this right now. It like the logistics aren't here. Like the situation is such that you're minus at the wall and you don't have enough life. If you are wrong here, you should die. Like Raven should have killed you for this, especially because he's already in heat. Like he could just use his heat dump move here, I think. Maybe he can't because you were kind of low on the ground, but in theory, you should be dead right now. Like we shouldn't even be at this part of the game, right? So that's sort of the first match. Let's see if these themes continue on in the Leroy game. So we start this off by being a little bit more respectful. We dash back and we get a nice whiff punish. That's Tekken. Beautiful. We walk up, we give him a little bit of respect, we get another whiff punish. Excellent. Beautiful. Love that. We walk up, we do a cartwheel, we're relatively safe. All of this is fine. It's not great, but it's fine. Counter hit. Okay, we take our turn. The Leroy Scared is not doing anything. We're pushing buttons. Okay, we've been hit. Okay, notice, the first time in this game you get hit, you immediately do an armored move. You immediately push an armored move. You're like, okay, I've been hit. I'm scared. I can't lose control of this match. I need to start hitting this motherfucker right now. Relax. It's okay. You have 80% of your life. You have 90% of your life, okay? He's almost dead. You could take a combo or two. It's fine. Just, you don't have to bet the whole house every time you get hit. It's okay, all right? We do an armored move. It works. We back up. What happens? Okay, he catches us being a little bit too aggressive, too forward. He knocks us down. Big counter hit, okay? You get up. Boom, big counter hit, okay? You get up, right? You get hit again. Boom, big counter hit. Stop getting up and pushing a button. You do not have to be attacking the opponent to reclaim control of this match. You don't have to be on offense. You can just block. When you block, opportunities will come to you. You don't have to find them. Okay? All right. We get hit. We get opened up. Armored move. It worked out. I think that was a good opportunity. I said that like it was a negative, but I think that was a good opportunity to use that armored move. I think that was... I would rather see you use it that way. I think that's also kind of fine. That was not fine. Dumping it immediately because you're not sure what's going on, I think is probably not the wave. I'm not really sure what her heat stuff is, so I don't know how she utilizes it to be specific, but I don't think that was the best use of it. You do regain a significant amount of health, though, so I'll give you that. Still think better to hold on to it. Why are you getting hit here? Just hold back. Just wake up and hold back. There's no reason to wake up and duck. There's no reason to wake up and do an attack. There's no reason to wake up and sidestep. Just block. You can just block. It'll be okay. Go for a throw. Gets teched. And we just kind of whiff two launching moves. Just like one of these should work and then the next one should work and then neither of them work. And now we're taking a ride to the wall. 6 flags. Okay, we block. Okay, we found an opportunity. Good. Nice. Excellent. I think the backflip is fine. I think that response is also fine. I think that's all solid. Okay, I feel like this is kind of an extension of what I'm talking about. Where like we do this move and he blocked it and we're scared, so we just immediately dump it. Maybe this situation is fine. Again, I'm not familiar with what the actual frame data here is, but I feel like it's an extension of the same idea that I was talking about now. You get punished for doing that. You get thrown after that. Nice whiff. Yeah. Nasty. So that was just an unfortunate interaction. But I think the major thing is that when you are scared, you respond by trying to take control of the match in an offensive way. And if you were to instead just be like, okay, I've been knocked down. I took a good amount of damage. I'm going to stand up and I'm just going to block for a little bit and wait for a situation where I can turn the tide. Because otherwise what you're doing is you're saying, I've been knocked down. I've taken a ride to the wall. I've taken 60 damage. I'm so scared that I need to push while standing 4 to knock this opponent down and try to get my offense going. And I'm willing to risk the entire round for that. You don't have to do that. You don't need to take that risk every time. It's not worth it. So this is the major thing that I'm pointing out. Again, controlling a match doesn't have to do with being on offense or defense. Controlling a match is about being able to force your opponent, well, not force your opponent, but being able to influence your opponent to behave in ways that are predictable and knowing what to do when those predictable behaviors start coming out. So if you're able to start integrating more defensive play into your game plan and you're able to start responding to the opponent, then you'll force them to have like slightly safer offense when they're trying to engage with you, and then the entire game will become more safe for you to behave in. You see what I'm saying? So that's it. That's this first replay review. Again, if you are posting your replays down in the comment section below, please leave the entire set so that I can review it. I would really, really appreciate it. And shout out to Dr. Battery / Drizzle for being the first person. It can probably be nerve-wracking to have your replay shown, on stream, on YouTube, what have you. So really, really appreciate you, and best of luck in your journey. I hope this was helpful. I'll talk to you guys all soon. All right, peace.